After my recent video in which I talked about the new Stranger Things spin-off called Tales from '85, I noticed something that honestly surprised me. A lot of fans were already dismissing this show entirely, saying they won't watch it no matter what. To be honest, this reaction really disappointed me. Because of that, I decided to make this new video where I want to explain all the reasons why Tales from '85 is actually worth watching, and why I think many fans are judging it way too harshly, way too early. First of all, I think most of the hate this spin-off is getting comes from fans who are still disappointed with the Stranger Things finale. Some of them are still holding on to the idea that a secret episode might be released one day, which, to be honest, I never really understood. I was always confused about how this theory became so popular and how so many people genuinely believed it. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you already know that I actually enjoyed the ending. Yes, it wasn't perfect, and yes, there were things that could have been handled better, but it definitely doesn't deserve all the hate it's getting. We got closure for every major storyline, and for me, the most important thing is that 11 is alive, and I will always stand by that. Because of this disappointment, a lot of fans are already biased against Tales from '85, and when you go into something already convinced that you're going to dislike it, you will always find reasons to be disappointed. That's just human nature. But if we take this spin-off for what it actually is, a spin-off, not a continuation or replacement of the main story, I truly believe we can enjoy it for what it offers. Personally, I am really excited about this series, and I have plenty of reasons why. One of the biggest ones is that we'll finally get to see the kids being kids again. That's something I really missed in the later seasons. The early seasons of Stranger Things were special because of that sense of innocence, friendship, and adventure, and this spin-off seems like the perfect opportunity to bring that feeling back. Another big reason I'm excited is the chance to see the beginning of Mike and Eleven's relationship. In Season 3, we only got a very brief glimpse of their dynamic before Eleven broke up with Mike at the mall, and shortly after that, she moved away. Their relationship never really got the chance to breathe on screen. Seeing more of Mileven during its early stages would add a lot of emotional depth and make their later struggles even more meaningful. Of course, I'm also excited about Lumax. As many of you already know, they are my favorite couple in the entire series, and they absolutely carried Season 5. The acting from both Lucas and Max was phenomenal, no doubt about that. However, I'm actually more curious about the beginning of Mileven in this spin-off, simply because Lumax already had enough screen time for us to fully connect with them emotionally. Then we have Nancy and Jonathan. While I do enjoy their relationship, what excites me more is Steve's storyline. From what we've seen in the teaser, Steve trying to get over Nancy will play a major role in this series. This could be a great opportunity to explore his emotional growth and show us a more vulnerable side of his character. One of the most important details that many fans seem to forget is the timeline. This spin-off takes place in the winter between Season 2 and Season 3. That means that at this point in the story, only Bob has died. Billy is still alive, and so is Eddie, although I highly doubt we'll see much of him. Still, it would feel like a wasted opportunity if he's never even mentioned. Maybe they could hint at him as an inspiration for one of Mike's D&D campaigns or something similar. This timeline also opens the door for an interesting dynamic between Max and Billy. After Season 2, Max finally starts standing her ground and breaking free from Billy's overprotective and abusive behavior. Seeing how their relationship evolves during this period could add a lot of emotional weight to the story. On top of all that, we're also getting a brand new character, Nikki Baxter. And if there's one thing Stranger Things has consistently done well, it's introducing new characters. Bob in Season 2, Eddie in Season 4, and Derek in Season 5. All of them had relatively limited screen time, yet they became fan favorites almost instantly. This makes me wonder if Nikki will meet a similar fate to Eddie or Bob, although I kinda doubt it. Hopefully this time, the writers will give the new character a different outcome. From what we can tell so far, the tone of this animated series seems lighter compared to the main show. I don't think they'll dive too deeply into the darker and more disturbing themes. At least, that's the impression I get. Still, the variety of monsters already shown is impressive. We've seen a pumpkin-like creature appearing in front of Lucas and Max, a vine monster attacking Dustin and Steve, a spider-like creature that Will faces alone with nothing but a hammer, a werewolf-type monster apparently hunting Will and Mike, and finally, a massive turtle-like creature attacking Eleven. And honestly, I really hope this isn't everything. It would be very disappointing if Netflix already spoiled all the dangers our characters will face with this teaser. One last thing I'm really excited to see is Steve's journey of moving on from Nancy. This could also be the perfect opportunity to bring Robin into the story and show us the early stages of their friendship. Maybe they could even explain how Steve ended up working at Scoops Ahoy and how that part of his life began. So, as you can see, there are already plenty of reasons to be excited about Tales from 85. And before writing it off completely, I think this spin-off deserves a fair chance. We also need to remember that this is a retcon, and most likely it will be used to explore friendships within the group that don't usually get much focus in the main series. For example, this show could explore the friendship between Lucas and Eleven in more depth. That would be especially interesting because Lucas was the only one who was hesitant about Eleven at first, so developing their bond would be a great addition to the show's lore. The series could also further develop the relationship between Eleven and Max, making the fact that they later spend so much time together feel more natural instead of something that just happens off-screen. Another friendship they could explore is between Dustin and Will, because it seems to me that those two don't really interact that much in the main show, although that might just be my opinion. I'm sure the Duffer Brothers wouldn't ruin their legacy with a secondhand show, even if Netflix wants to make a profit as quickly as possible. As I said, the main reason why people are dismissing this new series is because they're disappointed with the finale. But if they can let go of those prejudices, I'm sure they would enjoy this animated series as well. You don't need to analyze and dissect every second of this spin-off just to see if it stays perfectly true to the original show. You should take it for what it is. Another story involving Mike and the rest of the gang. Think of it as a new D&D campaign, filled with new challenges. And this time, we already know there are multiple ones. We might also learn more about Dr. Brenner's experiments and what happened to other test subjects. I'm not referring to the ones killed by Henry, but maybe there were more subjects like Kaylee who managed to escape that nightmare. As you can see, there are multiple narrative paths the series could take, and all of them seem promising. We just need to watch this show with an open mind and not let our disappointment with Season 5 affect our judgment of a completely new series. I don't know about you, but I honestly can't wait for this to drop. Imagine new sarcastic comments from Ted, or seeing Dustin's innocence once again on screen. I would gladly watch anything tied to Stranger Things, even if it ended up being a disappointment. In my opinion, that's what it means to be a true fan. Not to hate something just because you didn't get the ending you wanted, but to enjoy the journey and be grateful to the Duffer Brothers for giving us one of the most epic D&D campaigns ever. So let me know in the comments if you're willing to give this new spin-off a chance. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them below. I'm thinking of making a new video in which I address all these questions, because I see a lot of people who are really confused about certain aspects like, will Vecna appear in the spin-off? Or where is the Mind Flayer? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.